Today's topic is prevention of corrosion. We have seen corrosion, we have seen that it is the eating away of the metal surface due to formation of oxides, sulfides, etc. And this leads to damage of these iron structures like bridges, which sometimes causes fatal accidents. So we need to prevent this corrosion of metals, or more specifically the rusting of iron. This can be prevented the by preventing the electrochemical cells which are formed. We have seen the mechanism. There are electrochemical cells are formed, which leads to the oxidation of this metal, which ultimately gets then changed into oxides, which fall down, and a new surface exposure, and new surface again becomes forms oxides. In this way, the metal is damaged. So there are some ways by which we can prevent this one. First is barrier protection. We create a barrier between metal and the moisture and air. We know that moisture and air, which contains carbon dioxide, etc., which forms carbonic acid, and carbonic acid serves as an electrolyte. So we have to create a barrier between these iron, moisture, and metal surface. When we create that, no chemical cell is created and no damage is caused. How can we do the first is by smooth metal surface. When metal surface is smooth, there are not ditches on it. No moisture or water sticks to it, and as a consequence, no electrochemical cell is created. Forming metal, creating metal in smooth surfaces prevents its rusting or this corrosion. Then we have painting. Sometimes we paint it in this. We create a layer of paint over this metal, and which prevents it coming in contact with the moisture and air. Another way is by coating it with thin film of grease. Sometimes we coat it with grease or oil, which also prevents it from coming in contact with air and moisture. Then we have coating it with non-corrosive metal. We have some metal which are higher in position in the electrochemical series. Like we have chromium, we have nickel. We do know they do not corrode easily. So we coat metals like we have copper, we have this iron with chromium and nickel, and in this way it does not come in contact with iron moisture, and it is prevented from corrosion or rusting. This is the first method of prevention of corrosion is barrier protection. Then second is sacrificial protection. We coat a metal with a more electropositive metal, which gets oxidized in preference to the metal. For example, we have iron here. We have its electrode potential is minus 0.4444 volts, and zinc has minus 0.76 volts. It means that zinc is lower in position in electrochemical series, or we can say that zinc is more electropositive. So when we put together these metals, this gets zinc will get corroded, zinc will get oxidized, and in this way iron is protected. So what we do, we coat iron with zinc. This is called galvanized iron, and in this is prevented because zinc covers it, and in this it prevents in coming contact with moisture and air. Even if there are saccharides are created, on the layer of zinc, if this is zinc and if saccharides are created and the iron comes in contact with the iron, still it will not be corroded, because as long as there is zinc on its sides, the zinc will get oxidized, and it will provide these electrons which are taken up by this iron, and iron will be prevented. So as long as we coat this iron with a more electropositive, and it will not get corroded, it will not get rusted until the time there is zinc on its surface, even if it is saccharized, even if it comes in contact with the air. If we sometimes coat it by tin iron, but if tin will prevent the rusting of iron as long as it covers this iron fully. But if there are scratches, then iron will be this oxidizer. You see, its electrode potential is minus 0.14 volts. It means it is higher in fusion electrochemical series. It means it is less electropositive than iron. It means that when there is scratches, this iron will get oxidized, it will get damaged, and this will be prevented then. So in order to protect it, we need to coat it with a more electropositive element. Then we have another way, that is cathode protection. Cathode protection is it is electrical protection also called it. This is used for submerged structures, iron structures mostly, like ships. We have underground pipes. What we do, we don't cover this. For example, we have this bottom of a ship. We don't need to cover it fully. But what we do, we connect it to a more electropositive. For example, we have magnesium, we have zinc, which is placed inside the ship. We connect it by a wire to this. What happens? The this metal inside becomes an anode, and it gets oxidized. It releases electrons which go to the metal surface, which is exposed. In this way, this becomes cathode and this becomes anode. So this anode prevents this cathode from getting rusted. So this is therefore called cathode protection. Okay.